What is up, beautiful people? It's Wolf for the Mythos from the channel Frost and Fist, and welcome to this stream. Today I'm going to be starting my journey on working on 1,200 points of Salamanders as a gift, and these Salamanders will be for 10th edition, so I want to get them knocked out in the next week or two, and yeah, we'll see. And being that I'm going to be doing a lot of sitting and painting to try and crank this project out, that should be, I'm going to try and fit in a few extra streams for that too. So we'll see how that goes. All right. And I know it's going to be a little unusual, me doing a daytime stream, but hopefully you all end up enjoying it. Let's click a few buttons here. I'm using a new stream setup. It's called Restream because it's going to help me kind of use my phone as a secondary source, camera source, since I don't have two webcams anymore. It's nice, sweet. Looks like the stream's going. I'm sorry, 12,000, not 1,200. 12,000. No. There's not an extra zero in my title. There's an extra, or there's a lack of zero in my words. Yeah, no, 12,000 points. It's a lot of salamanders. Which, before, my first gift to him was just like the first 400 points of his salamanders, and I'm like, I need to add just a few pieces. But then I got to printing and chopping and changing some things, and yeah, once I got going, I realized that I wasn't just adding a few points to his 400 points of salamanders. I was adding 12. I'm sorry, 1,200. You are correct. There is an extra zero in my stream. Jesus Christ. Oh, man. It's one of those days, brother. It's one of those days. Happy freaking Sunday, brother. So good to see you. We're going to hit... what I put on earlier. I'll put on some lo-fi. I like lo-fi. Yeah, we'll put on some lo-fi. I like that this app has some built-in tunes. All right. Now we'll share this around. You can see I'm on top of things here. And we'll share this to the book phase. And we'll make sure we title this post 1,200 points of salamanders. Thanks for correcting me, Mr. Fish. 12,000 would be a heck of a project. All right. All right. And there's chat. Is there a way to read chat here? No chat. There we go. Oh, okay. I was like, dang, I got 10,000 of orcs. Yeah, if you've been printing salamanders, your machine must be on 24. Man, it's been going, but it's not been 12,000 points going. You're right. You're right. All right, we're going to go down to Table Town. And we will make the minis the more important picture here. There we go. So currently we have 5 bodies here. They're just intercessor bodies that will become Infernus Marines. But we're just starting with the bodies. We've got 5 intercessors back here, and they'll have the sergeant with the plasma pistol and power fist. I got tired of trying to paint the detail behind the guns slung across the chest. That's why these guys are armless right now. We've got 3 eradicators, just some General Gravis bodies. General Gravis. And of course, their rifles have also been given the popsicle stick treatment, so that way I can paint them separately. We've got 6 aggressors here, and I've taken the GW style standard bodies, but I've taken these arms from Atlan Forge on them. I started doing this on my Ultramarines, and basically they're the big power fists, but they've got the flamers on one arm and they've got the bolters on the other, and it really just kind of leaves you able to take either load out. Obviously, you know, in an official tournament, you know, it may not fly, but my friend I know is just going to be playing garage games with myself and a couple others. I don't think he'll ever take these into a store or anything like that, so it's no big deal. So we got 6 aggressors. To lead the aggressors, we have here 1 Gravis Captain here with the Power Fist Bolter combo here and the Relic Blade here. We have a Primaris-sized Vulcan Histon. Now, my friend said that Vulcan Histon with his Dragon Spear and the wrist-mounted flamer and the dragon skin cloak he had is his favorite of the Salamanders characters, and so we have to add one to his army. I mean, that's not even an option, right? You know, that's a must. The only thing is that, so like I picked up a version of Vulcan Histon before, but next one, all Primaris Force, Vulcan Histon looks kind of small and dinky, so I went online and found a Primaris-sized Vulcan Histon, and that's what we're going to be working with now. Hey, good to see you, Brother Steve. And so the Primaris Captain Adrax Agatone is a, you know, another sweet model to include in a Salamander's army. But if you look at the 10th edition Primaris model, Adrax Agatone has a great big hammer, and this file I found for, you know, the Primarch Vulcan also has a great big 2-handed hammer, but it's a freaking golden dragon hammer. If you see it in the art, and I'm like, okay, that really adds to this dragon theme, and I think it would be cool if we took this 2-handed hammer to use as kind of Adrax Agatone's 2-handed hammer. And so I upscaled this file just a little bit, and he's going to be our Primaris Adrax Agatone in my friend's army. Charles, good to see you. Hey, thanks everyone for dropping in on this unannounced stream. Just chilling here on a Sunday afternoon, trying to sneak in some extra painting. Brother Greg has me trying out this restream, and the main reason for that is because I wanted a second camera to be able to show, show what's being painted on screen, and Restream will let me use my phone as that second camera. So, not that I'm really doing anything too exciting for today, because the first thing I'm going to do is I used the Army Painter green skin primer on these guys, which is fine. It looks good. It has left that green feeling just a little flat, and so we're gonna be doing a little bit to change that up. That's Agrax. some Nuln oil. Give it a big old shake. And so I love the new Nuln oil mix, but I want to add some depth to that green. And I have here Army Painter green tone. So we're going to mix up about 50-50 of this. Well, so it occurs to me that my camera is flipped. Okay, well, that's good to know. So if I show you any words, it'll come out awkward. And we're going to start doing a little mixy mix. And I have here the newest clear wet palette by Pringles. I'm sorry, it's a dry palette, not a wet palette. It's a dry palette by Pringles. After a mini warm-ups challenge, I'm ready to play, but not paint anytime soon. Man, admittedly, my work schedule was crazy during mini warm-ups challenge, and I did not get to participate in it as much as I thought I was going to. I did get a bunch of models painted up, though, so still a worthwhile endeavor, I think. So I'm mixing some green wash and some Nuln oil. I do have a darker green that's a military shader, but it's more of a browny green. And I just want the black for the depth, and I want the green to enhance the green of this armor. So we're doing a mix. All right. It's funny because I don't know, I used this exact primer on my brother's Salamanders before when I started this project a few years ago, and I don't remember it being coming out looking such a flat green over the gray. And I don't know if that's just because I've changed, you know, if something's changed. This is the same can too. It's not even like a reformulation thing. Is it just that I've grown in as a painter and it makes me perceive the green is just looking flatter? I don't know. It'd be nice if I could get this more on screen, huh? But I will try and remember that if I'm holding it above the 120 degree marker here, that's somewhere on screen. 105, even closer. All right, I'm going to clear away some of all these minis, and I'll have a clear background to paint on. And we're starting with just intercessor bodies, you know, start with the troopers, and then we'll work our way up to people who are more special. Anybody else got any hobby going on this weekend? I know, Charles, you're done with painting for a while. Did you get any game? Did you get your game on this weekend? Did you do anything fun? What about you, Fish? I know, Steve, you've been working hard on your Halloween project. Man, you've been cranking out all kinds of sweet work. Terrain, Plaguey Boys, of course, your Ultramarines. Not the Ultramarines, the Guardsmen is what I meant. The Guardsmen who will take that Dark Tide kind of starring role. Steve, I know you have one of the leaders of McCrag and Gilliman. Do you have a Marnius Calgar? Cleared my 4x2 table in my room, trying to decide whether it's going to be Rogers Rangers versus Forestland Native Americans or Cowboys and Native Americans out west. They're all 15 millimeter. I've got a soft spot for Cowboys myself, but whatever sounds good to you, brother. Man, I thought I mixed up too much wash. Went through that stuff quick. I didn't even make it past the first 4 guys. All right. I got a lot of models to wash today, too. All right, got it all mixed up on my Pringles brand palette again. Seems to be having the desired effect. Green is looking much like a deeper color. Also, come to think of it, I wonder if the difference is that, before when I used this primer, it was over official GW plastic, that, darker gray kind of color for their sprue. And this printed resin was like a very light gray. And I wonder if just the color of the resin material underneath is just causing, I mean, surely, it's all about what color's underneath, right? Surely that's got to be a contributing factor. Which is why even Mediocre Hobbies, really uses spray primer for just about any other color. He always primes black underneath and will put his spray primers on top of that black coat. So it's kind of a double prime. Which is nice. Killian, hey, good to see you, Killian. Hope you're doing well, bud. You all ready for Halloween? speaking of Halloween, my wife and I, we are almost caught up on Halloween right now. We've just finished Halloween Kills this year. And last night we saw advertisements for a movie called Smile 2. And so we went back last night and watched the first one because the advertisements for the second one looked pretty good. But, of course, if we want to watch the second one, we needed to go back and watch the first one. And that one was pretty good. It was, disturbingly good. Some of it was just, shock factor, especially since, I've got an ocular phobia, and I hate to see things happen to people's eyes. And, they wanted to go there a few times, which is interesting. But also because, the entity in that movie or series or whatever really just appears to whoever it's haunting. And so in the process of as the events of the movie go on, the person ends up looking crazier and crazier and crazier, and just things start to fall apart around them. Hey, friendly neighborhood inquisitor, I hope you are doing well. Hey, your Jaegers came out looking fantastic. I was watching your update the other day while I was out to lunch, and I was like, man, when I get home, I need to comment on this. And then when I got home, I didn't. But I have seen it, and I will go back and leave a comment, my friend. Really great update this week. Big table still pushing through. I'm terrible with German words and names. Schutztrupp, World War I in German East Africa, up to May 1916. Also setting up dog boats for World War II. Nice. Dog boats is British torpedo and gunboats, and the in the channel in the North Sea. Nice. Talking a minute ago about Inquisitor's weekly updates, his painting vlogs. You can see right there, Nightbot just put up the links to the Friends of the Frosted Fists. Feel free to click on that and check out all of our Friends of the Frosted Fist. But there you will see Friendly Neighborhood Inquisitors channel, and you can see his weekly updates. I really enjoy that kind of table down, just a very, very down to earth painting update. Hey guys, this is me sharing my hobby with you. This is what I've done this week. And I've been threatening to, put out similar kind of updates because I always say I'm going to get around to making a video on what I've painted. And then I never do. And I'm like, man, if I just did a weekly update to at least show off the things that I've painted, that would be great. And so I keep threatening myself that I'm going to do weekly updates like Friendly Neighborhood Inquisitor because I find his very inspirational, the way he shares his hobby. And, I'm just over here painting off camera again. I'm sorry, guys. And anyways, I just need to make time to do it. But saying all that to say, I find his hobby vlogs very enjoyable and would like to emulate them in the future. So keep up the great work, brother. Oh, my pleasure, brother. Green is always good. Maybe that's why I got so many orcs and hobgoblins and ogres and goblins. And I meant to do some stuff for Orktober. But man, I just ended up with so many projects in my lap this year that I'm pretty sure I have enough in just special projects to carry me to the end of the year without even really touching any of my like normal 40K stuff, which is a good problem to have, right? Too much hobby to do. By the way, the Sunday stream is going to be somewhat of a short stream, fam, because Greg and Ashley with Gamers with Coffee will be on at 4 o'clock. And of course, we are going to end our stream so that way we can all go watch their stream. Kind of like in on Twitch, they do these things called raids where they will automatically send their stream into the next person's stream. Now, while we don't have that option here on YouTube, which I think would be a great feature, it's such a great networking tool. You know, at 4 o'clock, I will end the stream and, you know, ask anyone who's got the time to let's all hop over and go visit with Greg and Ashley. But I just wanted to get a jump on this project. I wanted to try out. I wanted to not paint on camera, apparently. Silly mythos. And yeah, I wanted to get a jump on this project, start laying some of this green down, and just get in some extra paint time. Plus, I you know, got the advice from Greg to try out this restream like he uses, and it actually, it's a very easy to use, very user friendly setup. And again, you know what? Let's just, instead of constantly drifting off camera, why don't we just pull this down a little bit? But yeah, so I don't have a second camera, and I've been wanting a painting camera for a while, like I used to have. And I figured, well, why not just go ahead and use Restream, where I can invite myself via my cell phone and use my cell phone as my second camera. So that's what I'm trying today. Also, I'm super excited. GW just announced their very first Leagues of Votan book goes on pre-order for the Ancestors. Very nice, brother. Man, I hope it's a good book. I hope you like what you see. Speaking of liking what you see, Charles said he just checked out your channel, in Neighborhood Inquisitor, and liked what he saw, so he has given you a sub. Man, that's what this hobby channel goodness is all about. Is just us finding other people who enjoy the hobby and all connecting together. Speaking of connecting with other good people, I am proud to say, any of you may have seen my plethora of posts yesterday. Yesterday we got the green light from our new sponsor, Frosted Fist now has a sponsor in Paint Minis Live, a great YouTube channel of his own right. But yeah, he's made the jump to making it his profession. And he runs an online hobby store now, paintminislive.com. Is it a .com? Don't let me lie. I believe it to be. But it's Paint Minis Live. You can find in the description of the video. And if anyone wants, actually, I need to put it on my Nightbot too. But yeah, I have a link for it. It's an affiliated link. And of course, you know, Paint Minis Live is willing to work with smaller content creators like myself. So that has been just an absolute dream that he has asked to partner with me. And one of the cool things is that, he knows that a lot of smaller content creators are blocked by things like viewer numbers, watch hours, things like that. And so he's kind of made it his mission to remove some of those barriers. And so he's intentionally trying to, when he has someone like myself or another content creator representing his brand, he is really treating them right. In fact, his affiliate program officially pays more than Walmart and Amazon affiliate programs combined. So, he calls himself a small business with a heart, and I think that's awesome. The man is all heart. By the way, Paint Minis Live's YouTube channel is also in the Friends of the Frost and Fist. So if you want to know more than just the store or the business, the store you'll find, of course, in my description with a link to his web store. And it, of course, is an affiliate link. Had no extra cost to you. I get an affiliate, portion of any sales or whatever, which is cool. But also, like, if you check out the Friends of the Frost and Fist, you'll also find Paint Minis Live YouTube channel as well. If you just wanted to get to know the hobbyist, the dude. He spent his weekend at Claricon in good old Canada. Hanging out with some pretty cool D&D persona. I saw that they sell Monument Hobbies, which I'm basically addicted to. I'll switch to buy from him instead of direct. Very cool. I am so stoked that I'm affiliated with a store that sells Pro-Acryl, because I'm the same as you, man. I freaking love my Pro-Acryl paints. And I'm excited to try a lot of their other stuff too. Speaking of which, I ran out of my go-to, my Vallejo Surface Primer this past week, which is basically what I used to prime most of my models in black, unless it's something big like terrain or whatever, or even vehicles. Honestly, I'll break out the rattle can for vehicles, but most of my stuff is primed in Vallejo Surface Primer, and I think that stuff lasts forever. Basically, I think I've used 2 bottles in 8 years of this hobby. That stuff lasts forever, and it's really good stuff. But it does have its flaws. I do notice that, compared to other brands of primers I've used before, Vallejo is a little easier to chip or scrape away than some other brands. And I have seen that myself. And also, there is some research out there that does say that polyurethane-based primers can, cause additional clogs or problems with your airbrush. So I have coming, and it's funny because this was just before, just a few days before I got my affiliate status and saw that, we carry the Pro-Acryl stuff. But yeah, so I ordered recently the airbrush primer and their rattle can primer. So I got their new matte gray primer. I used it on the model I'm currently working on. Apparently made in collaboration with the Color Forge. Oh yeah, I saw that, which I'm super hyped about because I've been wanting to try Color Forge forever, but they didn't do business in the States. And I'm glad to see this collaboration so we can finally try it out because it looks good. Now, of course, a greedy man always wants more. I'm very happy with this turn of events. But now I wonder if we will get any of the content creator collaboration sprays that Color Forge does. Rogue Hobbies Pink, Midwinter Minis. What's it called? Periwinkle. It's Midwinter Minis Blue, basically. Um, yeah, just the different content creator versions of the Color Forge. I wonder if they'll ever bring those over to the Monument Hobby Primer side of things, because that would be cool. I doubt it. It'll probably be something that they keep for themselves on their side, which, no shade at all. But it's a collaboration, not a full, merger, right? So they'll probably keep their own stuff. But it would be cool for me to see, especially if it's just like, marketing differences on where they can do business. They got to use, Monument Hobbies to do business in the States. Then, maybe that means that we'll get all of their goodies just in under the Monument Hobbies name. Hopefully. In the Monument Hobbies Discord, the owner basically hinted that they'll be selling Color Forge here in the States. So Monument Hobbies will be the U.S. Color Forge vendor. Nice. Yeah, that would be cool, man. I would love to get some of the, especially like I wonder if whenever they sell any of those content creator based primers, I wonder if those content creators get any of that slice of the pie. They get to see any revenue from that. Like if I buy a can of Rogue Hobbies Pink, is Louise getting some of that? Or if I buy the Midwinter Minis Blue, is Guy going to get any of that? That'd be cool to see. Is that the sign that you've made it in the hobby? That you get your own name on a rattle can? Not gonna lie, I'd be giddy like a schoolgirl. Man, I managed to survive. By the way, this month was my anniversary month with my wife. So, big thank you to her for 17 years of A, being an amazing partner, and B, letting me live. But one of the things I was going to comment on is it's a miracle that I've managed to survive 15 years, and my wife is a very strong woman. She has a gold medal in breaking things in a martial arts style called Tong Soo. And I believe, I could be making stuff up, but I believe I remember her saying that the grandmaster of her order was one of the same grandmasters that taught Chuck Norris. Maybe I'm misremembering that, but I feel like that was at some point. Anyways, because she is a rough-em, tough-em kind of lady, she hates when I have this phrase that I've been using since high school. Such and such like a schoolgirl. And anyways, like I used to tell the story about me tearing my ACL and how when I tore my ACL, at first I didn't feel it because I was in shock. I got to the hospital, they stood me up on that leg, and I quote unquote screamed like a schoolgirl. She hates that. And she's like, why you got to be a girl to scream like that? And so now, just anyways, I thought about that when I was saying I'd be as giddy as a schoolgirl. Just for some reason, heard her in my head correcting me. For some reason, 17 years has not broken this habit. We are getting close to 4 o'clock, so it looks like this whole episode may just be me laying down some washes. But honestly, If I can just get through the washes part of this project, that will be forward progress across the entire army. So, you know what? I'll take that as a win. I'm curious on Color Forge's orange primer. Orange is evil to paint. Ah, congrats! Mine was too. October 3rd. Well, happy anniversary to you as well, my brother. Not sponsored. You guys just know I'm a big fan of Gamers with Coffee. I got in my 6-bean blend from Gamers with Coffees this weekend. And man, it is really hitting the spot right now. Oh, you know what? My wife just came in from being out with the puppo, so apparently she did not hear all the smack that I was talking. Your wolf brother gets to live another day. Ah, pretty sure that's not supposed to happen. You know what? Someone get the apothecary. More importantly, because the arm he just lost is his flamer arm. This is a salamander. Hey, gorgeous, welcome back.
Hi, thank you. I remember you so excited about going to work.
Okay. All right, so that did not break. That was just I mean, not truly breaking. You can see there, that's just where the glue popped off and where his arm was. Garrett, my brother, good to see you. Howdy. A salamander without a flamer is like a space wolf without his pack. It must be recovered. Exactly. No, that was the last guy. Heck, we have 15 minutes to spare. No, you know what? No, we don't. I forgot the HQs in the back. The camera's sitting there, right, looking at him. My love, how are you?
Okay. How are you?
I'm doing well and not mischief at all.
Mm-hmm. And I totally believe the things that you were telling me.
Just don't go back and read the chat or look at the chat. Listen to the chat.
I mean, I've already gone through it a little bit.
That's good. They didn't write anything incriminating, so as long as you don't go back and listen, I'll be okay.
I've got stuff to do while I'm driving around later.
All right. Those of you who have been curious about this wash I've been putting down, it's been 2 big brushfuls of Nuln Oil and 5 drops of Army Painter Green Tone. So we can darken and get in those recesses, but also, like I was mentioning earlier in the stream, I feel like over this really light colored resin, the green skin was a good primer, but feels kind of flat, like, I don't know, just a flat green on the model. So we're putting in the Nuln Oil to get, to darken the recesses, but we also want to reinforce the greenness of the armor. And my oldest is off to work. My oldest daughter, that is. Love you. Y'all be safe. Love you, kiddo. Have a great day at work.
That's a great stream.
Thank you. Actually, I'm not even going to bother washing the cloak. We're going to repaint that red later on. So I was mentioning during the live stream on Friday night, this project actually jumped ahead of the queue by one for one of my BattleTech projects because I mentioned I ran out of my black primer, and the color scheme for the BattleTech Snow Owl, Snow Raven clan is a black base with gray and a teal colored details and accents and camo. And so I'm like, well, I'm missing the main color of this BattleTech, so I've got the other stuff coming in, and this project just jumped ahead of the queue, but we'll be getting there. Once again, no need for me to get all up in the cloak, because I'm going to be doing the cloak as Red Dragon skin. So while she is definitely making the details pop out, especially on this file has like a lot of like dragon scale texture in the armor, is really making those details pop out. And the final character, a primarisized Vulcan Histon. Garrett, we were talking about your birthday the other night. Preferences as far as Grey Knights go, if I remember correctly, you in any situation, regardless of how competitive they are, you always prefer the other weapons over the halberds. You're not a big fan of the halberds, right? And if I remember correctly, you had, I don't remember if you wanted me to weather up the armor very much for your Grey Knights, full weather, some weathering, or you wanted me to keep your armor looking clean. But either way, just let me know. But I figure since, you're here, I could go ahead and get your preferences. Correct. Never halberds. Got it. I was looking at some lists last night, I think, to see what I wanted to start printing off. I think I saw one of the competitive lists taking halberds. It was like they did like one squad with halberds and one squad with the falchions. I was like, if I remember correctly, Garrett doesn't care for those. Okay. I will keep that in mind. Clean or dirty, my man? Clean, dirty, or mid? All right, now that we've got all of that infantry nice and grimed up. No, not grimed up, but you know, shaded down. I think that green is looking much better than the green that we started with straight out of the primer rattle can. So no details yet, no highlights yet, but now that we have the green where we want it to, nice and shaded down, we can really start going in and getting those colors where we want them. Probably dirty. I got you, baby. I've been wanting to practice more of my weathering techniques lately, so that's good. But yeah, this is this was really productive for a 1 hour stream because now I can break out the airbrush, I can start laying down highlights and all that good stuff. Something I didn't put any shade down on was this guy here. This is the body for a Vindicator tank, a printed one, of course. But we're going to be doing our shading and our highlights with the airbrush here, especially something with nice defined, you know, gaps and lines as we have here. I'm probably going to take my shade color and just go straight down these lines here. Seem like perfect areas to make some shade. Yeah, just go define all those lines and then hit the center of those panels here and here. This little hatch mark in the middle, we'll probably put a shade down that line. But yeah, center of those panels, center of that panel, center here. Well, that's where we'll probably put our highlight with a nice, vibrant, my secret sauce is oh, I think I'm out of Space Wolves Gray, actually. No, I still have some. My secret sauce for Salamanders is that I have a mid-tone green here, which is pretty much what it was straight out of the rattle can. My highlight color is a very vibrant necrotite green. That's where we get our highlights in. And then, of course, we shade with the Null Oil Military Shader in the recesses of infantry. And then on big models, like we did with the Redemptor Dreadnought, actually, there would probably be a good time for me to slip that up on a YouTube short and show you guys what I've done. If you guys are interested, I'll put up a YouTube short tomorrow on how my Salamanders Dreadnought came out. I say mine, but I just mean I painted it because, again, it belongs to my brother Kane. But yeah, on the vehicles, I find that this contrast, Space Wolves Gray through an airbrush, really makes a good shade color for Salamanders. Nice, cool tone. While I have you guys here, I'm going to share one more thing with y'all. If you guys are interested in checking out any things like the D&D books, Pro-Acryl paints, a plethora of really gorgeous dice, even Dice Lab dice, which are supposed to be some of the best balanced dice on the market. You know, go check out paintminislive.com. And of course, if you use the link I just sent, you know, it's a referral code from Frosted Fist that lets them know that I sent you, and also gives us back, well, gives me back a little kickback with no additional cost to you guys. So yeah, it's nice to finally have a sponsor. Not that I was necessarily hunting for one, but it feels great to be a part of something bigger. So thank you so much to Paint Minis Live for allowing us to be part of you know, this amazing collaboration. You can not only check out Paint Minis Live at his web store there, but in the Friends of the Frost and Fist link that Nightbot has been putting out, you can also find Paint Minis Live's YouTube channel and check him out there. It's kind of cool because if you go to his YouTube channel, you can get to kind of know the owner behind the store, which is neat. But this is not bad for 1 hour of paint work, getting some shade down across an entire, well, I say across an entire army. So I do have a couple of inceptors that are supposed to go in this army, but I ran out of the spray primer earlier today, and I've got to give one of his brothers a bath because my one complaint about Army painter rattle cans is that towards the bottom of the can, it'll squirt out some pretty big blasts of paint, and so the very last where the can ran out kind of clogged up some details on the miniature I was priming, and so I've just got to strip him and reprime him again when I get some more primer. The only thing is that this is the last squad I have to prime, and it almost feels like a waste to go get a whole thing of primer for just 3 more models. So I'll find a solution, I'm sure. But you guys helped me get through. Let me just drag all this, see if I can make all this fit on screen. You guys helped me get through so much painting work today. There's that. 3 HQs in the back. All these intercessor bodies. All these intercessor bodies, all these aggressors, like a whole army's worth, basically. About 1,000, because we didn't do the tank today, but here just by itself about 1,000 points worth of infantry. We got them all shaded down today, and they look so much better. There's so much more depth to the color than when it first came out of the rattle can. So thank you guys for helping me get all of this work done. I'm going to say again, please check out paintminislive.com for your hobby needs, your paints, D&D books, dice, all that good stuff. Cyberpunk 2020, which is pretty cool. And of course, check out the Friends of the Frosty Fist. If you guys like today's stream, please make sure that you grab up an axe and smash that like button in the name of the Emperor. Drop us some comments down below. Feel free to be a part of any of today's ridiculous conversations. And what I'm going to recommend right now, Gamers with Coffee is starting their live stream. So I will link you their channel. I thought about this ahead of time, and I'm totally not doing this at the last second right now. And I'm going to link their channel to you, and I'm sure their live stream will start any second now. Boom. This is the closest I can do to a Twitch-style raid. Oh, except for, I forget, I am on Twitch right now as well, so. I'll have to after our show. Oh, hey there, Gamers with Coffee. I was just recommending everyone go check out your channel right now. Their live show is about to start. And yeah, let's raid into them, guys. I know raiding isn't a really thing, but, you know, kind of click on the link there, go visit them. So, till next time, guys, so great having you here. Stay frosty.